Trust Consulting respectfully greets you. When foreign investors no longer wish to continue their operations in Vietnam, selling the factory is a reasonable solution to recover capital and terminate investment obligations. However, before proceeding with the sale, it is necessary to clearly determine the legal status of the land according to the Land Use Rights Certificate, Red Book, Checkmark 1. Determining land use rights. For factories located in industrial zones, the land is typically leased by the state with annual rental payments. Right pointing arrow in this case, the investor does not have the right to transfer the land itself, but may only transfer the ownership of assets attached to the land, i.e., sell the factory. The buyer must then sign a new land lease agreement with the Industrial Zone Infrastructure Company in order to continue using the land. Hammer and wrench 2. Factory sale process. The main steps include: Step 1. Signing and notarizing the sale contract. The parties sign a notarized contract for the sale of assets on the land, typically including the factory and facilities. Step 2. Termination of land lease by the seller. The selling investor terminates the land lease contract with the infrastructure company and introduces the buyer to the infrastructure company for lease assignment. Step 3. Termination of the investment project by the seller. The seller completes procedures to terminate the investment project with the Department of Finance and relocates the legal headquarters away from the factory's address. Step 4. Buyer's registration and adjustment procedures. Register an updated investment registration certificate, if applicable, with the new factory location. Sign a new land lease contract with the infrastructure company. Carry out procedures to amend the land use rights certificate, if recording the new owner is permitted. Update other related legal documents such as construction permits, environmental records, and fire safety approvals if the entire factory is transferred. Push-pin important legal notes. In cases of land with annual rental payments, the land itself cannot be sold, only the assets on the land. The consent of the infrastructure company is required, and the original land lease contract must be strictly complied with. The buyer must meet eligibility conditions for investment and production consistent with the industrial zone's planning. In cases of land leased with a one-time upfront payment, the transfer may include land use rights, subject to agreement and current land law. Trust Consulting recommends that investors carefully verify the land's legal status before any transaction to ensure compliance with applicable laws and to safeguard rights and obligations. Thank you for your attention. If you require support with factory transfer procedures, project termination, or legal due diligence of assets, Trust Consulting is always ready to accompany you.